Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another cool first impressions worth a buy or not review. Now this is a really cool review. It's never been done on my channel. I haven't done a review on a product like this, but it's really intrigued me and the price is a little up there. So I figured I would give it a try in case some of you guys have been curious about this product and want to know more info. Then maybe we can find the real dirt on whether we think the Tatcha the Silk Canvas Filter Finish Protective Primer is worth the buy or not. So this is going to be interesting. So nonetheless, let's go ahead and talk about this Tatcha the Silk Canvas Primer. So it's supposed to be a velvety primer balm. It has pressed silk, which is going to smooth out and make the makeup last longer. And it's also going to help the skin out. So it's going to make sure that it keeps the skin from getting clogged or, you know, getting those like nasty pieces of makeup stuck in there and then just making everything look worse. And I think that's cool. It says these are solutions for pores, oiliness, dullness, and uneven texture. Now, I always tell people when they used to ask me when I worked at Sephora, why use primer? What difference does it make if I don't use primer? One of the biggest things that always stuck with me when it came to primer is the fact that it serves as a barrier between your foundation and your skin. You never really want to put on directly foundation on the skin. Whether you're just using a moisturizer or you're using a moisturizer that's really gonna help kind of create that barrier or help your makeup stay on nice and wearable, then that's great. But for you to just strictly put on that foundation with nothing underneath it can be So I always recommended primer, and they did see a big difference. They would come back and buy more products and be like, you know what, that primer made a big difference. But I saw this and a lot of people were saying it's really awesome, so I wanted to give it a try. So it's supposed to be a multitasking, skin protecting, makeup perfecting primer for the face, eyes, and lips. That's pretty cool. It's supposed to give the skin like a nourishing feel. And it's also supposed to diminish the look of pores. And what inspired them to create this primer was the geisha. So that is pretty cool. So this has four main things that it is supposed to kind of attack. So it has thin layers of silk, which keep the skin smooth and glowing all day. Anti-pollution natural active, which fight immediate attacks from environment stressors and help support the skin's barrier function to act against future attacks, visibly reducing the appearance of wrinkles and dullness. And then it has, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Hadasi 3, a complex of 3 anti-aging nutrients, reveal soft, youthful skin. So that's pretty cool. It kind of has like some anti-aging situation in there. So we're just gonna go ahead and open this up. Very luxurious, to be honest. This does retail for $52. Oh, this is like some real luxury in here. I mean, I'm sure you're paying for the ingredients, which are great. They seem great, but you're also paying for this beautiful packaging. I mean, can we talk about it? So that's cool. But before we actually go in with the primer, I do want to go ahead and moisturize. So I look extremely oily, and that's just because I actually applied a little bit of my first A Beauty Facial Greens Mist Spray. I felt like my skin was feeling a little dry. And we're going to be using this moisturizer gel by Estee Lauder. And we're just going to be applying this all over. You guys know the drill. I love this stuff. So here's the thing, we're gonna be applying this moisturizer all over our skin. But with the primer, we are only going to be applying it on one side of the face. The reason I'm doing that is because I want to see if the primer is gonna make a difference. I don't wanna ruin this because it's so pretty, but I have to. And then we're just gonna warm it up with our fingers. That's what it looks like. The consistency feels super creamy. It definitely feels like it's gonna smooth out my skin. It has this very, very light scent, like fresh, light scent. It feels very like moisturizing. It kind of has a little tiny bit of, what do I wanna call it? Like it's a little bit wet in feel. Like once I thought it was gonna be kind of hard, but it's not hard at all. So we're gonna press into the skin. think I'm just gonna do that. Says in upward motions. It kind of has like a little bit of a tint when you're applying it. I really want to get in here because this is where I have my like enlarged pores. Right away, I do feel like it's kind of smoothing out my skin. Like super, super smooth. Now, I do quickly want to say the main area where I really need a good primer is like my cheek area where like my pores are right here. My forehead, I don't really care about it because I feel like I don't have problems up here. But because we want to test out like if it's going to make a difference in longevity, I'm definitely putting some up here just for that aspect of it. But it feels really good. I don't know if you guys can see, but I feel like it kind of like blurred out my redness compared to the side that we don't have any of the primer on. Even my fingers that I used it on feel super smooth. Okay. Yeah, I definitely see a little bit of a difference right now. Okay, I feel like it definitely minimized my pores here, but it didn't completely blur them out. I'm noticing the minimizing aspect. I feel like it definitely like smoothed out through my skin. Like I mentioned, I do have texture. I am kind of having a little reaction right now. But I feel like through the skin, it just kind of like went like shh, like a thin layer of smoothing, but it feels good. And I also like the fact that the product is very kind of like moisturizing. It's not a thick, like yucky feeling. So now we're gonna be taking the foundation that we're gonna be using today. Which one do we want to use? I think today we're gonna go with the NARS. The only reason I'm going in with this one today, I wanted to go in with the LA Girl Pro Matte, but I kind of want to use something a little bit lighter just because my skin's not feeling good right now. So I'm gonna be putting on the foundation on this side. For some reason, this is maybe just be me, but I feel like the primer kind of made the foundation look more pigmented. Like usually this foundation is like more on the buildable side. Like it's really good, I love it, but it's more buildable. So I kind of have to use a little bit more product. But right now I feel like because of the primer, it's picking up pigmented. And maybe I'll notice something different when I do it on this side where I'm not wearing the primer, but I just feel like the primer is making my foundation look pigmented. And okay, now we're going to take the foundation and put it on the side where we don't have the primer on. Okay, so I feel like here you can't see any of my redness, but here you can still see like a little tiny bit of like redness in there. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's because I am looking at myself so up close that I feel that way. But I just feel like on this side, as soon as I put it on, it was like bam. Okay. So that is the foundation on. I'm quickly going to kind of bring the mirror closer because I want to see the difference. It looks really good on both sides right now, but I want to see what it's showing. Okay. So now that we have foundation on, the appearance of my pores is much more noticeable on this side. Like even just holding the mirror a few inches away from my face, that's like a big difference right away, is that my pores are bigger on this side where I don't have it on. Now, I do have to say, I do have a little tiny bit more texture on this side of my skin because of my skin reaction, but it's still looking really nice on the skin. Like it's still looking smooth. It's not looking like I have heavy product on my skin. It's looking very skin-like. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back after I'm done and let you guys know how it's wearing and if any of the other makeup products I use kind of affected it or made it look better or worse. So just stay tuned for that and I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so I am back. I finished my entire face of makeup. So first things first, I have to say I'm really impressed. The entire time that I was doing my makeup, when I was doing my eyes, I was like half doing my eye, half looking at both sides, comparing, contrasting which one looked better. And I have to say, I feel like the one with the Tatcha primer looks better. And I just felt it from the beginning. You guys saw my reaction. I felt like it gave me this soft, like blurring slash soft matte look. Compared to this side, I feel like this side looks very unfiltered. I feel like you can really see certain little like things that I don't want you to see, like my enlarged pores. Some of my texture I feel like is peeking through a little bit more heavy, and I feel like it has a little bit of like this dew that I don't mind it, but considering the claims that this primer is claiming to give me, I really expect it to look like this. I know that this side is not primed, so of course, and I think it's best that we did it this way so that we can really see the difference between an unprimed side and a primed side, and I feel like I'm really seeing it right now because I'm just seeing the side looking blurred. It looks like I have on a filter, but I don't. Like, it's a walking filter. Like, this is a walking filter situation. So I'm really impressed by this. I'm really liking it thus far. And I'm kind of seeing the hype because I'm a ride or die for just using my Estee Lauder Day Wear Matte Moisturizer. Sometimes I don't use any type of primer with that because I just like how it feels. And it's been a while since I found like a good primer that I enjoy. So I'm excited to be testing this out even though it is pricey. So we're gonna have to see how this holds up. I'm hoping that this will hold up for the rest of the day and look really nice, but we won't know until that point. So if you guys want to see if this Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer is worth the $54 or not, then stay tuned till the end of the video so we can dissect this and really find out if it's worth our coin. Okay, so I am back. It is now 10:15 p.m. and I have some really good thoughts on this primer. I feel like this one definitely looks a little bit more in place. This one looks a little bit more like oily and dewy. Now I really quickly want to compare this to my Fenty Beauty primer. Now the Fenty Beauty primer I like because I feel like it's a really good hydrating primer. I feel like it sits really nice under the foundation and on the skin. And this one does have 1.08 ounces. So you have a full 1 ounce in here. This one right here by Tatcha has 0.7 ounces. So this has less than 1 ounce. It's not by too much, but it's definitely a difference. And this one is more expensive. It's $54. But I can definitely see the difference between my prime side and my unprimed side. So primer always makes a difference regardless if you use this Tatcha one or you use a Fenty Beauty one or whatever not. Now I personally have to say for me, I really do like how it looks on the skin. I feel like it gives my skin a nice finish. The fact that I've been wearing this for pretty much the entire day and my skin looks this good on this side is saying something. I would say this is more for somebody that's looking for a new primer, hasn't had a primer, or you just ran out of your current primer and you're looking for something better, something that's going to keep the foundation in place, locked in for the entire day, not like budging or not looking oily, then I think this is worth a try, especially if you're not scared to spend a little bit more money on it, because I feel like you get luxury in here and it's very sensitive friendly. I have sensitive skin here and it's doing pretty good. But I feel like if you already have primers that you really enjoy, I wouldn't buy this because I feel like there's some good primers out there already that are probably doing the trick that this is doing. For example, I really like the Professional by Benefit if you want to get rid of those enlarged pores. Also, if you're somebody that's looking to combat oils, I would go with the Becca or the Makeup Forever primer for mattifying. Those are really good. But if you don't have a current primer right now or you ran out of those and want to try something new, I would definitely give this a try because I feel like it gives me this really perfected filter look that I haven't seen on this side the entire day. So those are my final thoughts, and if you guys have any comments, then please go ahead and leave them down below in the comment section. If you guys have any suggestions for future worth a buy or not videos, then please go ahead and let me know those thoughts down below. And I think that's it. Besides the fact that if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and become a member of our family here on YouTube, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss a video for the world. And if you enjoyed watching this, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up so I know to continue making these videos for you guys, because that's always the goal. And that being said, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.